working. Let's go, baby! Bomb arrows to the rescue. Ha! No way! Ah! No! Oh, that assist, baby! No! Don't touch him. No! You... What did I do? That was an accident. Frickin' Vito. I got the triple collapse! Oh! Ah! Oh, Dinell, go to the fire thing. It teleports us.
I want my money back.
I trusted you! Trombone. This one is trombone. Yo, I got it! Yes! Let's go! Yeah! 24 hours done. 24 hours finished. Oh, time to beat 23 hours, 28 minutes. Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god! I couldn't have done it without you guys.
What the fuck up? Holy shit!
Wait, it went through? I gave him 50 bucks. Okay, I am back. What's up, guys? Oh, today's gonna be fun. Today is going to be fun. I mean, every day is fun, but oh, you guys see the title? I'm kind of scared. I haven't had very spicy food in a while. But how are you guys doing? You can see my heart rate there also. Where is it? There. Today is fun squared. Yes. Yes, it is. How y'all doing? How's life going? How you doing, Epicuro? How you doing, Nathan? How you doing? We hate ping pong too, which is Nathan. We're going to already 100. I'm okay. Yes. I don't know. I'm nervous. I want to make it a good YouTube video too, so like the intro or whatever. I'm not even that nervous. I don't know. Tomorrow is hell. Why? What's going on tomorrow? I'm excited. So today we're gonna eat the spiciest ramen or the spiciest noodles in the world. And it's gonna be cool. But before that, I just want to talk to y'all, see what's up. Why is tomorrow hell? The art project is due? You never sent the thing for the art project. Art class? Oh, I figured. I love how you're answering with two different accounts. But yeah. Should we just get straight into it? It's not done yet, PP? Oh. When is it due? Oh, you said Thursday it's due or something? I don't remember. Look at that. Naruto, Sasuke, Naruto. All right. I feel like we should start already. Just kidding. Spicy ramen plus Mad Dog. Spicy ramen plus Mad Dog? Nah. Spicy ramen's enough. Maybe I'll do that in the future if spicy ramen is, you know, not enough. But spicy ramen, I mean, it's the spiciest in the world. Okay, Nathan? I know my diarrhea is gonna be crazy. That is right, PP. Hello there. Bing bong, ping pong, we're in a stream with Trisket. What's up, gamer? How you doing, bro? Look at that profile pic on the bottom left. Oh, you don't like Trisket? Why don't you like Trisket? Oh. Did he ban ya? Doctor's in there? Oh, they're probably playing Mario Kart, yeah? I ate it already. It's not that spicy. No, you didn't, Nathan. You're lying. You did not eat it. Ugh. I'm like prolonging it. I should just get started, huh? No, I still want to say what's up to y'all. Because he's asked me. He wants to control how I act in Jimmy's stream. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm not part of that. I have no idea what's going on there. Yes, I did pee-pee. No, you didn't. What is it called then, Nathan? Tell me what it's called. Not a streams to fuck off, basically. Yeah, from my point of view, it's like, I don't know Jimmy well enough. He could be feeling like shit the way you talk to him, and he's trying to hide it, and then he had a talk with Trisket, and Trisket's like, all right, I'll help you tell him to stop. But even then, yeah, it's Jimmy's job to handle his chat. I don't know. Don't put me into it. Do it already. Come on, do it. No, I will prolong it for the content. I should actually do it because the water is gonna get cold. Look at my goddamn heart rate over there. Sheesh. Over there. Over here. There we go. Aww. Anyway. Samyang is the name? No! You looked it up. Samyang is not the name. Samyang is actually... It's not even sold. You can't buy it. So I know you're bullshitting now, Nathan, because you can't buy it. Actually, that doesn't mean you're necessarily bullshitting, but... Samyang, you can't buy anymore in stores. The spiciest you could get on the market now is Flaming Spicy Madness. It's like, starts with a D. These nuts. No, it starts with a D, though. Oh. I'm gonna try it tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, it comes in packs of 6. So, we should be good. All right, let's start, baby. I guess. I could buy it in my 99-cent store, sell it, and I saw it at Food for Less. That's bullshit! It's probably not the spiciest one, Nathan. They're very expensive. And why would they have them in Cali? You have fire ramen for a life then. Pretty much. Well, actually, I think they'll go by quick. My sister will try one. My brother probably will. Possibly will. And friends might. I don't know. Shut up, Nathan. You're ruining it. I'm just joking. I don't think you're right, but okay. Anyway, let's start. We're going to eat the spiciest ramen in the world. Okay? Wow! On the top, you could see my heart rate, because why not? But you know what else you could see? You could see, bam, a second camera. Bam, a third camera. 1, 2, 3. Because why not? Not only that, but boom, there's a timer. If I don't finish the ramen in 30 minutes, I have to delete a video on my YouTube channel. This is the ramen. Look at that. Look at that. All right, we're gonna open it if I can with chopsticks. No jelly bean. What do you mean, where's why would I eat a jelly bean while eating ramen? What are you, crazy? Ugh. Do you have something to drink? No, I'm not drinking anything. I'm not a loser. Boom! Ghost pepper, spicy chicken flavor, baby. No artificial coloring? Okay. Flaming spicy madness. If you go on YouTube, you search up spiciest in the world, it's this exact one, okay? It better be goddamn spicy. I'm not ready for it. We're gonna start the timer once I open it. Jeez, yeah. Well, see, some of you guys might not know, but I'm actually a spice god. Okay? You might be saying, "What, Pink? How are you a spice god?" Let me show you how I'm a spice god, okay? Are you ready? Because I'm not. This is me in Japan, eating the spiciest curry that this Nepalese people ever made. They said they've never seen someone eat that spicy of a curry. And they had a restaurant in Japan for a couple of years, in India for 10 years, and in Nepal for 10 years.
That's the spiciest taco spot, I think.
Okay?
This is Elliot, and he is
And I did it.
He can't stop himself.
Okay, we have to explain. First. Okay? I ate that goddamn thing with nothing, with no cheese, no water, no bread, nothing. I ate it with nothing, and I was perfectly fine. Some like bread, some cheese pan. Some cheese pan. It looks like I'm either worrying you guys or annoying you guys.
No, it's worrying.
It's worrying.
Not
Don't be worried.
It's
Don't be
You
worried.
said you're about to pass out.
I'm not.
You're like getting slower and slower.
Really? I did not pass out. I did not pass out, so I'll be fine. All right, let's start. I look skinny because I was skinny. Okay, I gotta go get the thing. Cap, stop the... It's not Cap, but okay. I have like a 40-minute video of it, Nathan. Don't want to burn my table. You know what, Nathan? You want to see real proof? You want to see proof, goddammit? It's on my Instagram page. I was on Japanese news for eating this curry, okay? I was on freaking Japanese news. Now I gotta find that because he keeps capping me. I didn't have this prepared. I forgot to prepare it. But no worries. I will have it prepared. Alright. Instagram. Mad Dog is like so easy. Are you kidding me? Okay. Let me go on my Instagram without doxing myself. No results found. Apparently I don't exist. There it is. This account is private. God damn it. God damn it. Forgot I made my own account private. Okay. You're capping me. Capping me. How can you cap me, bro? How could you cap me? How do I go full screen here? I don't know how to. Alright. For those saying cap, look at this. For those that don't know Japanese, it said 1000 level curry. Who's that, baby? Who's that? I ate the spiciest goddamn. Yes, whatever. That's me. Also, I signed my name there, so I kind of did dox myself. Okay, let's start. What's up, Dino? I was fine. Oh, shit. This guy couldn't handle it. No, it doesn't. It said that I ate level 1000 curry. And the reporter was like, level 1000? And he's like, yeah, this guy is insane. All right. Bro, how do you open? Ah! Why is this so hard to open? Probably move this out of the camera's way. Okay. Bro. We're gonna start the timer soon. Okay. This is actually stupid. Open the goddamn thing. I'm like poking holes into the actual ramen. There we go. Doesn't smell like anything. Okay. There we go. I didn't clean these in water. Ah! I'll be right back. I don't have Mad Dog. I can't take a shot of something I don't have, bro. Okay, plus my tolerance is worse now, so this is probably not gonna go well. Not gonna lie. Opening it now. Oh, it has a fork in it. Oh, it's smelly. What the hell? It comes with a fork? A bendable fork. Okay. This is an unpacking. Spicy ramen time! I don't care if you don't believe, bro. It's true. We got that Korean spice. I guess this is what the spiciness is. Oh my... It's literally just black. It's just black. Okay. We're gonna have to spill all of this in here. With the water. I like my... Yeah, you got me those chopsticks. I don't know why they give us a fork. But we'll take it. Where's this thing? I'm gonna start the timer once the water goes in. Or maybe a little after. Oh, here it is. Ah! 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 I can't touch it. It's too spicy. I guess I should put the water in. Oh, let's do this. Oh my god. Okay. Whoa, it just popped up to the top over here. Put some more water. Oh. There we go. Bro, why is this so hard to... Okay. Bro, what is this? It's just nastiness. Try a drop of the sauce alone. I kind of want to lick it. Oh, it's on my finger. Whoa! The spiciness already hit. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Oh my god. Gotta get all of it in there. All of it. Oh, I did not open it well. Oh. It does taste good, though. Okay, we almost got all of it. Oh, it's all over my fingers. I would lick my fingers, but I guess I have to. Oh, pretty spicy. I just want to make sure everything's in there so no one goes crazy at me. Come on. Then I gotta wash my hands, bro. What the hell is this? Alright, we pretty much got everything in there, okay? May not look like it, but just trust me, okay? See all that dark black? That's mostly gone. Mostly gone. There, I put even more. Ugh. I got it. Ugh. Barbecue. Ugh. I'm not gonna lie, it's already spicy. Jesus, my heartbeat is spiking. Alright. Take away this so it doesn't get in the way of the third camera. I'm at already 128. Oh, and for those wondering why that Lando thing is up there, I lost a challenge. Watch out for that video. That'll be a good video. Okay. It's already spicy. It's already spicy. Okay. What the hell? Oh my god. It's look at that. Okay, I'm gonna push it in. Let the noodles come out a bit. The noodles are still stuck together, so that's why I didn't start the timer, okay? Oh my god. I just took a few on my tongue. I didn't expect it to be spicy. That's, well, obviously it was gonna be spicy, but woo! Okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Opening up my pores. My allergies have been kicking in. Okay. That looks better. Look at that. Looks like what comes out of my ass. Woo! Good stuff, good stuff. Let's start the timer. I don't want to delete a YouTube video. Okay. The water I used probably wasn't warm enough, but it's untangled. It's okay. ASMR, some ASMR action right here. Mmm. Mmm. The whole table is gonna become bloody. That's racist. Black noodles give it a disgusting and hell-like aspect. That is racist. Come on, bro. Oh. Ah. We don't need no spoon. I don't know why my brother told me to get a spoon. What do I need a spoon for? I'm Japanese. Hey! Hey, hey! Okay. Let's try to sip a bit. Ah. Whew. It's like stuck in my throat, spicy. Ah! The timer. My bad. Thank you for saying that. The timer ran away. I'll make it 28 minutes. No, 29 minutes. Since I screwed it up. I don't know what happened to the timer. Okay. Whew. Thank you, Epicuro. Oh my god. Ah! It actually hit my nasal. I never felt something spicy hit my nose like that. Usually they hit the stomach or the tongue. I mean, it's really spicy on the tongue and mouth, but it tastes pretty good from the little that I could taste. It tastes like very rich in flavor. It actually tastes very good. Yes, I ate the spicy curry. You gotta remember, spiciness is all about tolerance level. The more you eat in a row, the easier it is. When I ate that spicy curry, I had eaten that month. I ate really spicy curry. That was less spicy than that, but really spicy throughout the whole month to prep for it. I did nothing to prep for this. Look at that shit. Look at that poop, bro. Look at that. Look at it. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, you can take the hot water. It tastes really rich. It actually tastes like ramen that I would eat in Japan. Yeah. A lot of the rewards are off right now. I guess I could turn hydrate back on, actually, but it's okay. I don't want to hydrate. Only losers hydrate. Look at this. It's spilling on my table. Look at that blood, bro. Look how nasty that is. Look at that. It literally looks like specks of blood. Jesus Christ. I'm crying. Oh, I'm crying. And we barely got started. Whew. Let's get some more ASMR action. Should I could bring it up here. You probably can't even hear it. Oh. So how's everyone's day going? Ah! This one has blood. Ooh. Whew. Whew. Still okay, still okay. It feels like, you know, on a cold winter night, you drink some nice soup that just feels like it warms your whole body. That's what it tastes like. But the spice is so overwhelming to the nose and the mouth. I think my poop's not going to be diarrhea tonight. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hell yeah, in class. Are you... oh yeah, you were telling me how you're excited and nervous at the same time for that. Look at the chopsticks. They're bloody. They're goddamn bloody, baby. Look at that blood. Why is the timer not going? We're definitely like in 25 minutes. I think I have to keep that open. Oh, okay, it's gone, it's gone. It just wasn't on the browser. Lick it? If you gift me as something, I'll lick it. I'll lick it for you. Ah! Ah! That's not bad. How would 10 minutes almost pass? I gotta hurry up. Oh, the noodles taste so good though. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, drinking what is left is gonna be the hardest part, for sure. Almost went down the wrong pipe. This is not a dildo. What's up, Angel? Good emotes. Look at that. Oh. Doesn't it look like blood from a period? Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Well, you can't see it on the other camera. I'm not depressed. I'm getting drunk. It actually tastes good though. Yeah, bro. Makes you tired and horny sometimes. I'm not horny though. It hits the nose really powerfully. And the throat and the mouth. Let's go! We're not even a third of the way. No, I have tears coming down. Yeah, a little bit. How do I know what period blood looks like? My stepsis. You wouldn't know, Emily. Oh my god. I've drank like a third of this. I shouldn't have filled it up that much. Look at that. It's like at that line right here. Look at that. What's up, Angel? It made it less concentrated, but but that's a good point, actually. Not by that much more, I feel like. I don't know. Because it's still more water that I have to drink, you know? Yeah, my heart rate's gonna go up, bro. Oh, I love this. I've missed doing this type of challenge, bro. Last time I did some stupid shit like this was in Japan. Oh, it feels so good. That's what she said. It's like getting drunk. You guys see that tear? You guys see it? You guys see the tear? Tear on my enemy's eyes? Look at that. Look at that. Oh. 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 I am okay. We're 1/3 of the way there. I gotta be faster. He's gonna die either now or in the bathroom. Definitely in the bathroom. It's it's all about momentum. All about momentum. It's morning. Confidence. Willpower. Kawaii chopsticks. Look at that. With blood on them. It tastes so good, though. I think we're about halfway done here. Look at that. Oh, let's go, baby. Period blood. Let's go. I can't even show it to the camera. I could do this, though. Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at that, guys. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that. Jesus. Oh. Hey, what's up, bro? What's up? What's up, bro? It was great voice if it was something else. Just mute me and just turn the screen off and you just hear Pornhub. I waited a minute. Shit. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's rich and tenderness, like chicken tenders. It tastes like goddamn the best ass chicken ramen pizza you've ever had in your life. Oh. It feels like enriching nutrients to your blood supply. It's beautiful. It's honestly beautiful. Oh yeah, I'll eat them noodles. Slurp that. I'm raving. Is that a compliment? Oh no! The spice got to my cheek. Okay, we're good. We're good. Tastes good. Heart rate went down. We have a Bing Bong channel point redemption. Only costs 10 points, baby. But yeah, I do need more commands. Shoot me a DM on Discord so I don't forget to add it. Bing Bong! Did you get from Food? I know I don't watch Food Wars, but I know it's like intense, like orgasms. We're halfway there. It looks like red blood cells in there. What the hell? It's time to do. Angel, I'm sorry, I won't check that in a second. It is yummy, I'm not gonna lie. This is not as bad as the curry. Guys, I have to go back to Japan.
The fitness gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds.
Let's go.
Line up at the start.
Ding!
The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute after you hear this signal.
Look at that, baby.
A single lap should be completed each time you hear
Look at
this
that, baby!
sound. Ding.
We're almost done. I need a breather. I don't need a breather, but I'm taking a breather. I gotta show you guys how much is left here. Okay? Hey guys, it's Ping Pong Masters! Look at that. Let's go! Let's go! We're almost done. Do any other streamers give you the content like this, baby? No. They don't. I'm down, Ping. He is now anime character that's punched in the stomach. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna come. I one time when we raid Jimmy that we spam TT. You're such a big troll. I do have 14 minutes left, yeah. High quality content, let's go! When moments are a thing, we're gonna make a moment of this. This is the type of content I'm gonna start getting emotional. I'm gonna start getting emotional. Not yet, though. Excuse me. I'm not in the emotional phase yet. We gotta change the colors up, though. 3, 2, 1! Boom, baby! We're red! Why are we red? Spiciness. 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 I'm getting tired. 14 more of the ramen. The period blood is getting on my fingers. Ah! No offense to Whammon out there. I respect Whammon. I respect Whammon. Okay. Stop shaking hands. It's not that bad. I saw the bottom of the cup for the first time. Hell yeah, I'm eating all the ramen. Not right away, though. I spit. I gotta water. The water of the ramen is scary, so I'm drinking it too, you know? This is gonna be empty, baby. Let's go. I'm gonna stare intently into your eyes.
Balls and cock, but how are the noodles? Are they good, you fat sack of lard? Now eat up, fat boy, you eat monkey
They
balls,
are
you
so
dirty
goddamn
pussy, no
good,
offense.
baby. No offense. They are so good. They actually taste really good. I gotta water. No water for me. I'm not a loser. I am a loser, but I'm not drinking water. Okay. We have 10 minutes left. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. Oh, you meant the other cups? There's 5 more cups left. I'm not eating all... I'm not eating all 5 cups. Honestly, I think I could eat another. I'm not done with this, but not that bad. I'm getting tired. I need more towel paper. I need more paper towel. It's burning my lips. Yo, you looking cute in this camera, bro. Hello? Let's go. What's up, Timmy? Yeah, I'm good. New setup. It's for the ramen, bro. Spiciest ramen in the goddamn world. And we're almost done with it. It looks like barf. Oh, yeah. Can't even see it. Okay. Guys, this is the type of content I want to bring to you guys. That's why I'm trying to stream less every day. I'm trying to bring quality content. I'm trying to prep beforehand. I'm trying to make an anime channel. Ah! It fell. Where's my music? It fell. It fell. It fell. 3, 2, 1, boom. We're going green.
Well, how earned you life
Save the
going, you
environment.
fat boy? It looks like you're in heaven, but you can't fit through the gate, you fat ass
Not even
monkey,
fat,
and
bro.
the
This is
only
muscle.
thing you
Look at
need
that.
to make is a relationship
Muscle.
with some bitches.
Make it hentai. Quantity plus quality. Hell yeah. I'm playing Rust right now. Oh, nice. Guys, it fell. Huh? It fell. It fell. I'm licking it. Ah, the camera sucks. Tastes pretty good. Huh? What do these buttons do? Huh? Ah. Huh? Why is it upside down? Bro. What's going on? What's going on? We have 6 minutes left. Click the side of the ramen cup? Maybe. Maybe. I haven't finished yet. Oh. It's not that bad. I thought it would be worse. My heart beats back to normal, almost. I like this community, guys. I'm gonna miss it when we become a big community. Muscles, let's go! I'm gonna miss it when we're a big community, and it'll be harder to talk to chat. Which will be in a few months, because I want to make content like that. I want to make good content every day, bro. And then edit every day. I'm gonna be streaming much less, but it'll be worth it, I think. So in 50 years? Yeah, maybe. It's burning here. Can you guys see it burning? I don't think you can. It's burning. How do I show the burn? Okay, it's getting a little too sexual. It's burning though. Sure. If you guys want to edit TikToks and send to me, I will more than happily receive them. If you want to make clips, if you want to send them to these, I don't know, do it, man. You can do whatever you like. Yeah. Yeah. In that sense, I kind of want you to grow, but I don't want it at the same time. Aw. That's so sweet. But if we grow, I want to... What's up, Ping? I want to...
Monkey do bad. Monkey do very bad.
I want to still have connection on Discord or like certain types of streams. Like God Monkey, I think will always be here. If no, when you grow up. Muscles. Any video you want to edit? Any new video I have coming out, if you just take sections of it and make them into... We have 3 minutes left. I'm taking my time. We have 3 minutes left. I have to change the music and everything. I have to. I feel drunk. This is what it feels. It feels drunk. Okay. This song's too loud. So I lower it. I will eat! There's barely anything left. I don't need to hurry. Why do I keep putting this in my mouth? Rush it? Nah, I'm good. It's not even spicy, baby. You see all this red? You see all this red? No red. No red. Oh, a little red. A little. Okay, that's a lot. That was easy. That was... Ten seconds left. My ears are ringing. Thanks for watching. Bye. No, don't leave me. Don't leave me. We'll play community games. I'm about to strip, bro. What the hell? Everyone 18 or older. Watch. Ah! I'm not that hairy, I promise, guys. Why doesn't it... Come off! My lips are burning. Okay. Uh... You guys could song request music as I clean up and set up. Okay. Man, show its belly while making sexual. I know. I had to take off the thing. Oh, we'll go back to normal. We'll go back to... Oh my God. It affects the lips a lot. Bro, I'm gonna have 2 of these next time. Depending on how my poop goes tonight and tomorrow. I gotta bring this upstairs, guys. It's nasty. Here, look at my new break screen. No Mario Kart. We'll do like Wordle and stuff, and GeoGuessr and stuff like that. Did we switch spawns? Gotta clean up a little.
Are you serious? Just went in the corner. I killed you. You come right back to the corner.
You got him?
Steal my kill, bro.
Another one.
You got it?
Another one. Another one. Ah! I got him.
Yo, we keep killing them all.
Yeah, just stay.
No, I'm spawning. I was reloading. Oh, I got him. I keep reloading. Yeah, I got him. There's another one though. I got him. I changed guns though. He threw a nade.
You're behind.
I died. I was like on an 8-kill streak. Nice. You're gonna get everything, bro. You're gonna get chopper, bro. Tyler, did you die when I said don't die, bro?
Nah, dude. Nah, there was a guy sniping on the footstool or on the steps, and
Sounds like he died.
and then I was trying to like jump over.
Oh, right there.
Damn, bro.
Did he get trick shot at? Oh, he got run over? Good. That's literally how she sings the song. Whenever together, when to be together, I will be and you'll be near. No, oh well. Oh well, well, it happens. You fall a lot in well, my parents said I was speaking weird. Am I speaking weird? Why is the heart showing? I have no heart. Anyway. Why does everyone play Mario Kart? It's fun, but it's so, like, toxic. How you guys like playing it every night? I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm definitely acting weird. Doctor, did you miss all that, bro? It's a fun game, but it's not that fun to play every day. In my opinion. Jesus, you missed out. It wasn't that bad, though. Oh, this is a great song. This is a great song. My head right. Okay. Why is my heart there? I forgot to clean the thing. You're back. I've been going in and out a lot, though. It's the only bad thing. That's fair enough, Dino. Oh. No, I mean, it's fine if people like it, But I get that. Dino 1, let's go! I'm missing something. What am I missing? IQ, let's go. Okay. I'm B-side mark because of the card I use. Cool! Why are you screaming, Ping? What card are you using? By the way, for those wondering... Ah! For those wondering how I am drunk, it's pretty much like this. When I eat spicy food, I get drunk. I really hope I don't get diarrhea. I just speak more of my thoughts into existence. And I normally get pretty excited too. Let's go! The button is working. Damn, that took a lot of stuff to put in and out though. Okay, wordle time! Someone sent links and clips. I'm gonna scroll up to see what I missed. All this red? You see all this red? Oh, the music wasn't that loud. No red. No red. Oh, a little red. You cut that perfectly. You cut that perfectly. Why do I feel like I did this like 2 years ago? That's what it's like when you're drunk, though. When you're drunk, it feels like something you did 5 minutes ago was like a year ago. Sure. If you guys want to edit TikToks and send to me, I will more than happily receive them. If you want to make clips, if you want to send them to these... I don't know. Look. It's funny where my face is in the different places. I'm not even acting, guys. Oh, you put it on TikTok? That's nice. Thanks, man. Oh, you put Steven Universe? Nice, Angel. Sorry it took me so long. Do you think you wouldn't be able to drive? I don't know how to drive. I think I would probably crash. Can you eat more spicy stuff? I really like this side. Let's go! Wait, you sound like my friends who are like, can you get drunk more? I really like that side of you. I'm just joking. Yeah, it actually feels really good. It's just like drinking. After you drink, you feel so good. And then the next day, you're hungover. So next day, I'm going to have diarrhea. Depending on how severe the diarrhea is, I'll do this again. I'll eat 2 this next time. Yes! Major deja vu. Yes, for sure. Oh, wrist. I'm behind. I'm sorry. This is a good song, right? I like that everyone likes it. But I know. Wait, I know this guy. I know this guy. Guys, shh. I know this guy. Sure. What? I saw this already. I saw already. Oh, I gotta change the title. Just ate the spiciest noodles in the world. The song is great. After 2, eat 3. Yeah, we'll see how it is. Rules. We don't listen to the rules out here. That was a terrible word. Nah, it's okay. Route. We're doing bad. We're doing bad. I didn't even drink water, baby. I don't like drinking water when eating spicy food. Or milk. That's what losers do. I just voice cracked. Look, I want to do the wings challenge. Wings challenge with my friend. Wings challenge with my friend. My lips are burning, guys. I don't know if you could see how red. Oh my god. Wrong zoom. They're really red. I don't know if you could tell. Jesus, that was an ugly face to make. I will message friend. What's the spicy wing challenge? Let's do it. Should have done rat. Yeah, I figured. My dog. Yeah. Yes, for sure. Stop making me pause the music. Oh, rest. I'm behind. I'm sorry. This is a good song, right? I like that everyone likes it. But I know. Wait, I know this guy. I know this guy. Guys, that's me. I know this guy. That's me. That's me. Inception. What? What? Sorry. Punkception. Let's go. Oh no, no water. I'm not a loser. No water. I'm gonna turn off this phone. Let's go. All right, let's play the game. I'm getting tired. What other words you guys think? I like these songs you guys are requesting. Sorry, don't be sorry. Challenge. Wings challenge with my friend. Wings challenge with my Is that how I'm talking? Ew, that's so stupid. My lips are burning, guys. My lips are burning. I zoom. I don't know if you could see how red. I had to zoom. Wrong zoom, dumbass. They're really red. I don't know if you could tell. Jesus, that was an ugly face to make. That was. Challenge. Wings challenge. I was banned, baby. The word is sorry. No, but we got O and R placement. It couldn't be sorry because S here is S here is S here. But good guess. We got R placement. Come on, my butt. What? Your parents are watching. Stop being dumb, Ping. Sorry. My lips never burned this much from spicy stuff though. That's the difference. Cobra Kai. Cobra might actually work. Well, let's try Cobra with a C. Well, there's an A. We're doing really bad. It's okay though. It's all that I got left. It's all that I got left. Cobra. No, we guessed Cobra. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Okay, I'm gonna pay attention now, guys. I'm sorry. Oh my. I've said this so many times, but the top of my lip, never this crazy. Maybe because it's the water. Dobra. Aorta? No, aorta. What word could be good here? Aorta, no. Horde. Horde is a good guess. Let's go! Doctor, you're crazy. He's probably playing Mario Kart too. Easy. I'm really liking doing this every day, guys. I really hope you guys enjoy it. What is this? Because if we could do... If we could do this stuff and cool streams, it's cool. I think it's cool. I'm talking slower, like I have problems. I do, but... I don't know where it is. Yo, what's up, Jimmy? Don't let us just leave you out, ping pong. Guess like this more. This is fun. You mean confident ping is fun? And loud ping? I just gotta drink or eat spicy food. Where's the world? Where's the world? Why am I... Where's the world? We'll go to GeoGuessr. Who's on stream? Someone should paste a link to wordle, please. Thank you, Epikuro. Arigatou gozaimasu. I enjoy playing this too. Let's go, baby. I'm happy you enjoy playing this. Guys, I have this energy not even drinking or eating spicy food with my friend Chris. I told him, let's travel the world and stream it. It would be great. But I don't know. Click the button on top of Google. I don't know what that means. Refresh? Wordle. Ah. I found it. Bring him on stream. He lives in Cali. And we're both poor. Oh, I got you, Doctor. Thank you. Doctor is a great racer. Get rid of the word today. Huh? What is this bullshit? What happened? Oh, we're good. Where's... There it is. Bro, it's so stupid. It's stupid. Why the no... Where's the link, bro? Why is it telling me the answer? I want the link. Do you need a tutorial on... I press search instead. Wordle. Geography. I found it. I'm drunk, okay? Bro, just give me the game. What is this stupid? Oh, here it is. Is that a Pokemon? I'm bookmarking it. Oh, it's okay. We got it. I bookmarked it, but thank you. Go to Cali? I need money to go to Cali. World's best racer in there? Oh, wow. Dang, but alright. What is this? A gamer for a life. 420. I don't think that's the country. What is this country? It does not look real. I agree. Angola. The hell, man? It's Southeast Asia. Oh, I know what it is. Cambodia. Where's the country around Laos? Is it, you know, the one right next to Laos? You guys know? There's a circle one. Shit. How east is it? Get money? Well, that's why I'm doing these types of streams where I do a hot sauce, so I can make videos on YouTube and make money, so I can travel and make cooler streams. Probably an island. I always love Baby Park 200 Suit Bomb when I play with my friends. Yo, this song's so beautiful. Guys, this is bullshit. Marshall Islands. That's on the other. Whoa! It's almost Marshall Islands. Guys, can I get an IQ plus for that? Am I not a genius? The dark, you can't hide your fear. Can I, my dear? I don't memorize the words. They're right here. Even in Japanese, they're here. Oh. Why is it so small? That's what she said. That means wings. It's a karaoke stream. Season 3 spoilers. Don't look. Don't look. Like a fallen angel who comes into me. What a Saturday. What's in you cool through the starry night? No need to see me there. Fly into heaven. I was waiting for you guys to guess islands, but no one knows anything here. What's next to Marshall Islands? Faroe Islands. I knew it wasn't that one. What's southwest? Colombia. Unknown country. I spelled it wrong. Norfolk Island. Oh my god. I was just type in island and whatever pops up, I guess. British Virgin Islands. It was US Virgin Islands. Nauru. What is Nauru? Ooh, that looks sexy. What the hell? That actually looks so... Oh, suicidal children. That is not sexy. Marshall Islands are... Well, let me show you. Cannibal Island. Well, now you know Marshall Islands, Epicuro. You're really good at geography and stuff. I'm surprised you don't know. So it's east of Dominican and Australia and stuff. Southeast of Japan. It's in the middle of nowhere, this island. Oh, she's sexy. Do the starry night. I'm getting so distracted. Marshall Islands. That's funny, Nathan. About 15 people live in Nauru. Oh, wow. I mean, it is, but it's not. Marshall Islands. Namarick. Kili. Ebonics. Northeast of Australia. Next game. Geography wordle game. What was the other game? The other one was so nice. Oh, global. Global. Global game. It's all an angel. It is. I was exaggerating, but oh. I mean, you never know. The song sounds so depressing every time you put it. Why am I clicking on a picture? I'm bookmarking. Okay, we got global and wordle bookmarked now. Wordle. I don't know why I'm actually. My bad. No, when I add extra words, it's easier to find. Congo. Israel. Oh! It's almost in Israel. We're closer. Oh, it's not that dark. There's so many ways you could go here. It's so annoying. I don't think Egypt's a good guess. It's really close to Israel. Cap? No cap, bro. I think it helps. Well, I think. I don't know. Italy. Huh? Okay, it's near Italy. What do we got? We got Spain, Greece, Poland. There's so many countries in Europe. Yemen. Yeah, I was thinking Qatar or like UAE or something, but... Oh, she's sexy. She is. It sounds so dumb when you don't hear the music. England? When it's this red, it's right next to it, actually. So I don't think it actually is UK. So England or Spain or Portugal. The funny thing is, it could be an African country. France is right next to it. France is a good try. Yeah, it could be Angola. Let's try France. France is further away. Nah, don't tell me it's... it doesn't count Corsica. Okay. I'm thinking Greece, too. Germany is a good guess, too. But it borders France. Wouldn't France be red if it was Germany? I don't think it's Germany, actually. I forget where Greece is. Greece is like right here, right? Or something. I think... Really, bro? It might legit be this country. UK is too far away, though. Maybe Germany. What is... Don't you have like Slovenia, Slovakia, and all that stuff here? Could be in Africa. Ukraine's too far, I think. Ukraine is like... Oh, this is Russia. Ukraine is like here. Or here. No, this is Georgia, Azerbaijan. Ukraine's like here. Maybe Poland? I don't know if Poland is that close. I don't think Poland's that close. Hitler. Good guess. What's this country? Is it Angola? Is it Angola? Was it Angola? Wasn't Angola like here or here? I don't think Hitler would work. I love this goddamn song. If you clip and you make into TikToks, that would be so good. And you share those TikToks with hashtags, or even send me the TikTok to put on my main channel. If it's just the clip though and nothing added to it, I'll just make it a TikTok. But Angola is above Spain. No, UK is below Spain. You mean? Ah, Algeria is the one in Africa. Oh, Angola is the tiny one in between, yeah? Yeah, I get confused. Thank you. What is this country? North of Italy, east of France, and south of Germany. Germany doesn't take this. I know there's Slovenia, Slovakia, all that BS over here too. Yeah, I think it is Switzerland. I've been to Switzerland. I've been there, so I'm gonna guess it. Bruh. Okay, it's definitely on this side or in Africa. I don't think it's in Africa, actually, because this color is the same as this color. I think it's one of these countries. I always forget Slovenia and Slovakia, but... you see? Slovenia... Huh? So is it actually Germany? Or Poland or something? How much space is Germany? Bro, you gotta be kidding me. Gotta be Africa? Yeah, maybe. It could still be like this country, but yeah, let's try Africa. What's here? Yeah, you could request a song in Spanish. El Diablo, the devil? The devil, right? Hey, Nathan must have put this. It's Eve. Oh, I like that. I remember adding this one. This is a good song. No one knows this country, do they? I'm pretty sure it's not what is that? Algeria? Bruh. Algeria's that big? What the hell? In terms of landmass, it's like the size of all of Western Europe. Jesus, well, a lot of Western Europe. Jesus Christ. It must be whatever the hell this is. Actually, not necessarily. There's like the most guesses. What is East Algeria? I'm gonna cheat. Nah, let's not cheat. Algeria, Balgeria. What if I guess that? Oh. Algeria. Let me try to think. We got Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, Zimbabwe, Ivory Coast, Namibia, Madagascar, South Africa, Chad, try cock. Egypt. I don't want to try Egypt to check direction. I don't think that's smart. It's definitely not this way because Israel is light. I shouldn't say definitely, but alright, let's try Chad. Maybe it's here? No, but then Italy wouldn't be so close to it. It's this. I don't know what this is. Like, all the Congos are here. I'm not remembering the country name of this country. Morocco is here, right? Cambodia, whatever. Cambodia is not here, but... Cambodia map. It's in like Southeast Asia, right? Yeah, it's with Laos and everything. I was thinking of Cambodia for the circle one before when it was Nauru or whatever. I have no idea what this country is. Let's just do Egypt since it's next to it. I mean, no one knows what it is. We can't figure out this country. Do you know what this country is? West of Egypt, east of Algeria, north of Chad. Yeah, I know it's not Egypt. I just put it just cause. Technically, it could be Morocco or something, but... Oh, Libya! You're right. Libya is North Africa. You're so smart. Jesus, what is... Bruh. We're getting so mega trolled today. What is this? What country is in between Libya and Algeria? And has access to, what is this, the Mediterranean? I forget names. Ocean, no, this, I don't know. Tunisia. Tasmania. Tunisia might be it, actually. Yeah. Good shit, bro. I think I know some fun facts, but I have zero. I sound slow because of the spicy food. It's whenever it's like getting drunk for me. Oh, it's stinky. Do bugs like spicy? Guys, we're gonna do Sidorkle, okay? But I gotta put this so it's not smelly. Stop looking at my ass. I've been getting a lot up a lot today. Okay. Ow. Peppermint oil, I put way too much. Like way too much. Oh, my fingers smell like it. I don't want to say Peter. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Let's go. Unaffected by capsicum, a hot sauce should have no effect on them. No, I was saying, do they attract? Does hot sauce attract insects? Spices intended to kill small, so I assume not, but you never know. This song's God tier. You can thank Nathan. Bugs love spice. Bugs like food, the smell of food. That's why I thought to put peppermint oil. I know, but they don't like peppermint oil. The Dorkle. It's whatever. But interesting. Thanks, guys. We can the taste then, so I guess so. Interesting info. I should know. Anytime I need a question about animals, I just ask Nathan. And if he's not here, I ask everyone else. Because you guys still have knowledge too. Yes. Alright, let's go with quartz. Quart. There's competitive Wordle, I think. What do we like here? I like this. What do you guys think? Let's try to use our brains instead of just the strategy that's easy, you know? Fuck art. Hey, bro, it doesn't stay forever. We should turn on a timer. Why? El Diablo. Oh, you see the word art? I didn't even realize that. You're so like Yo, 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 yo. This song is very loud. I lowered it just a bit. I think it's very loud. Timer? Wait, there's a timer? Oh, you're just saying to turn on a timer. It was loud? Okay. Kill all artists. Baton. Baton wouldn't work because of the R, but good guess. Timer. It smells like it's working. How long timer? Oh, I don't need no timer. I'll put a timer on my phone, okay? Rope. No, my stupid friend. I told him spicy wing challenge. Let's do it. He said, "Hey, yeah, I'm down. We can do it Friday night." Oh, I meant for stream plus YouTube vid. Lol. Stark. That's great. Whoa. Starry? Starm? Good stuff. Suerto. I like the song a lot. Can you send it to me on Discord? Stars. No. Why did I guess it? Stark. We'll go back to it. I'm dumb. My bad, guys. Oh, this one looks good, except the art part. Stare. It's so stare. Good stuff, bro. Fuck art. Okay, we got a lot of letters here. Oh, plural words are not to assume. Let's try to keep that in mind and pay attention to if they are. Teary. No, it can't be. Because of the A. The A ruins it. Malo means bad. I'm a genius. I'm a freaking genius. Oh, this one has 2 S's, though. That's kind of cool. If we got anything else, we'll go back to that. Burn all art. Actually, I like this song. Mad chill. I gotta audio do things because some of the songs are not audio good. English, hard language. Let me write a note to the doctor. No, to myself. Guys, you want to see? I almost finished preparing for the tournament, for Mario Kart tournaments. Bro, it actually is so cool. I've learned how to do certain things. As long as it doesn't lag when I stream it. I already test streamed it on my other account. As long as it's good, we should be good. What did I want to write? What did I want to write, guys? Does anyone remember? Tears doesn't work because of the A. I would skip it. Nah, those are the best 2. Mexicans don't exist. Think owls are witches? Why? There's a lot of Mexican like stereotypes, right? Not stereotypes. What's the word? Oh, there's probably in a lot of everything. Fun fact: Dino Nug sucks. Is Dino Nug in chat? Is that why you're saying that? What happened with Dino Nug? With Armando? Prejudices? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place after. No, not prejudices. That sucks, man. You spelled earn wrong, though. Black people are more likely to. Yeah. You like triggering. I mean, that doesn't trigger me, but you like triggering people. I feel like, you know. What did I want to say? What did I? Oh, I like the song too. I wanted to write something down. I was so proud of myself. I was so. Baton. I'm sorry I missed that, Timmy. Did I miss it? I don't remember. I was just stating a fact. It's not a fun fact, but okay. What did I want to write down? I was so excited for it. Whoever remembers will get modded. Will get mod. And if you're mod, you'll get gift subs. Are better workers under this? Shut up, Dina. I'm just joking. Don't shut up. Wait, you're such a troll. What did I want to write? I was so excited. I'm gonna have to look back on the VOD now to figure out what I wanted to write. I'm so dumb. Watch it be something dumb anyway. Alright, let's guess a word. Tier looks good. What's Tajin? That's like every language, doctor. Not true, but that's like a lot of languages. Maybe not as much as English, but still. In Japanese too, they don't spell certain things the way they're said. Actually, that's mostly not true. What could this be? All right, let's just put a random word. Let's do a random word, guys. Mature. I'm gonna try mature. Doesn't fit. Dinky. Okay. That was terrible. That was terrible. That was terrible. No, I'm joking. Okay. La 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 la. Huh. What looks? Oh my god! I was playing guitar last night, first time in a while, and my finger hurts. Let's try to figure this one out. We got all but one letter. I already put dinky. This ain't our game. No, it will be though. It's okay. We need to figure out one of these words. Okay. Huh? I like the song. Happy song? Sure. Let's try to get one of these two. The one on the left has a Stark Industries? No. The T is either first or third. I'm gonna guess the U is the second to last letter. If the U is second to last, or it could end in irk. Turk? You hate stream elements. Turk is not enough letters. Wait, is it? T-U-R-K? No. Turkey. That's too many letters. Oh, this is hard, bro. I like this song. Bucket is too long. It has to be 5 letters. That's too long. Alright, bro. What is this, bro? Can't believe we only got one word. Any other letters we could use, you think? Let's think of words with the remaining letters, which are on the bottom. We could go like... Hope? Hope might be... Hopes. Under uses all the letters we have. I don't want to do under, except R. Where's R? Oh, yeah. That I'm going to do hopes. Wait, ink? Yeah, inked. Let's try it first. All right, nice. The reason I put hopes is to get more letters in. So we use more letters to see what we could do. Because we need to work with more letters. Oh, let's go. What do you guys think this is? Gooey? Do you think it could be gooey? Or is that dumb? Try anti-establishmentarianism. I feel like gooey is actually kind of gloomy. No, gooey is good. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go gooey. Damn it! I shouldn't have gone gooey. I'm sorry. No one answered me, so I just went gooey. All right, let's try this one. Oh, this one's given to... Finally, we got one. G-O-R blank E. We can't mess this one up. G-O-R blank E. G-O-R blank E. You're gonna go gooey? Nasty. Go rip this run. Gorf? Oh, for a second I was like, what is this? I know this song. This is a good song. Gorgy? It has to be G-O-R blank E. Gorl is silent E. Gorl, horny. Well, we have like what? We have only a limited amount of options here. So which one is the word? We could just guess all of them. F-E-J-E-L-E, Gorl. X-E-C-E-V-E. Unless one of the letters repeats. The hell? Gorby? I literally guessed all the letters remaining. I'm so confused. Unless Gorgy? Gorge? Is that a word, guys? Like George without an E. Gorb is a Hollow Knight boss. No, it has to end in E. Bro really said Gorgy. It is Gorge. I guess like gorgeous. Gorge, yeah. I don't know if we have enough guesses to win. We probably can't screw up once. Oh, okay, we got one here. G. Oh, there's two S's here. G blank O. It's not gonna be GS, right? So G blank O-S-S. G blank O-S-S. Gorge is like a cannon. Oh, yeah. Goroe. Like at the beginning I teach English. Yeah, kind of so true actually. Glass. Glass, you're a genius. Glass. Nice, Epicuro. Nice songs, guys. Ghost. This ends in ST. That's all we know. It's probably O-U-S-T. Joust. Joust. I'm not even going to ask you guys. This is definitely Joust. Let's go. Whoa, what the hell? Do you guys ever see something where it gives you the answer? Gouge. It literally gave us the answer. That's crazy. We get so much shit, that's why. Oh, this song. Oh, yes. I can't believe this wasn't gooey. Bowie? Moby? Many words I had never heard before. Yeah, this one's a weird one. It feels good to spam. It does. All right, let's try. Oh my god, my foot fell asleep. Oh my god, I can't feel it. Just like you can't feel this in your mouth. What? All right, we got blank O blank EY. That's all we know. That's so bad. I mean, it's not necessarily blank. I mean, we could look at this combination right here and think of other letters we have right here to fill it in. Folly? But there's no L. Foxy? Foxy. What do you guys... Oh, never mind. I was thinking Foxy Lady, Jimi Hendrix, but... Large... Old days. This one is really hard. What the hell? Okay. We got THU. Hurts? No, it doesn't start with H. Sorry, I'm trying to find one that looks decent. To guess. Like what could this be? Sendy? Tattle? That's too long. Late? Latte. No. Okay, let's see. There's no E here or here, which means E is one of the first ones. And taste. Taste sounds long. Oh. No, it ends with E. Can't be taste. Good guess, though. Oh. Oh, there's no S also. Well, okay. Let's see what we know. We know there's a T, A, L, and E. Well, there's an L, so it can't be a state. What if it's late? We're missing a letter, or one of them is doubled, like latte, but it's not latte. Later. Later doesn't work because we had R guessed already. It's not one of the letters. Good guess, though. Let's think late plus one of these letters, like F. Fatal. Yeah, we've never guessed an F. A is not here. C. No, we need E. We need E. I almost guessed that. Jesus. We need E. We need all these letters plus an extra letter. Vital, Wadle, Madle, Lamed, Fetal. Fetal. Yeah, fetal. Just double check. That looks good. Let's go. Good job, guys. Oh, that was good. Okay, we have E. Oh, this. Oh, yes, we got an easy one. It has to start with T. E, R, R, A. Has to start with T because T is taken over here and in the last section. And you have E, R, R, and A. A is one of the letters. Terra. It's like a rooftop, right? Yeah, we're getting places. I feel like some of them are made in certain ways. Like this one is made so that it's hard in the beginning, then gets easier. We did one the other day. It was easy in the beginning and it got harder, but I don't know. I feel like this looks so confusing. S E blank blank Y. I don't know. Okay, we got T something R something. We need a U and an H somewhere. Throb through thrum. Oh, were you thinking seeds? Like maybe seedy. This is too risky, I feel like, though. I feel like this one is too risky right now. I mean, oh no, it can't be seedy because there's no D. Oh no, there is a D. Seedy ain't a word? It is in this game. If it shows up red, then it's not a word. If it shows up white, it is a word. Seeds doesn't make sense. It has to have a Y at the end. Seedy might legit be the word, but it's a risk. We'd have 7 guesses if we screw it up. Oh, we can't even beat the game. I don't think we could beat it. Let's just guess seedy. I think we fucked up too much. White is right, yeah. And that was not right. CD did not work. Oh, it did. CD worked. Nice. We're doing so good in the end. We screwed up the beginning. This happened before too. Okay, we have all the letters here, it looks like. Give yourself a pat on the back for that one, Dino. Oh, this one we got also. TRU. The R has to be here. Something K. TRU something K. Trunk? Truck. Let's go. Of course, dumps. Whoa, we're 1 letter off here. Reedy. The hell? Some weird words. Yeah, reedy. This one is weird. It ends in EL. Nah, we don't have enough letters. We could come back to it. Ooey. This one was the ooey one. Cooey, covey, cummy, cummy. Cowie? I don't know. That's weird. Oh, this one sucks. What are these letters, bro? Okay. This starts with T. So this looks like it's THR. THR. I don't know. THRUM. Thrum. It's Dnell. Thrub. It could be thrum also, though. No, thrub is not a word. Thrum is. Should we guess it? We have 5 guesses left. And 6 letters. We can't even win. Nah, throb doesn't work. There's no O. Let's do thrum. It's thrum. What are these words? Oh, let's do this one. This one's all over the place. RUDE. Rude. Let's go back to it. 3 and 4. It ends in EL. We don't have much here. What even is thrum? Thrum. Thrum meaning.
Thrum.
Oh, thrummed in his ears. Thrum of rain. Oh, there you go. Weird word. T. Okay. What could this be? O blank EY. And we know there's a C somewhere. It could literally be like cooey. The hell does that? That's a word? Don't tell me it's cooey, bro. If it's cooey. Oh, no, it's not, because this one's not an O. It's not cooey. The hell does that even mean? Or it could be O-C-E-Y. Hockey? Baki? Walkie? Oh no, E-Y. O-C-E-Y. Bossy. Vosi. Wosi. Zosi. Sosi. Okay, it must start with C. No, there's a C in it. It has to start with C. Continue with O. Blank E-Y. So what could the blank be? It could be a repeat. It could be like this. Okay. E-Y. What am I doing? Koi. It could be koi. Koye. Koi. It can't be corny, bro. Stop guessing. Stop guessing without thinking. Kaveh. Kaveh. It's kaveh. Bro, what are these words? Kaveh. I thought convey.
Covey.
Covey. A small group of people or things. A small party or flocks of birds. Okay. That was weird. We're at 118 p.m. for the... Yeah, I couldn't turn it off, so I just left it. G's nuts. I'm so funny. These words are actually crap. I can't believe we almost won and I screwed it up. We screwed it up. Okay, U is the first letter here. U is the first letter. Unfi? It has to be a combination of these letters, guys. Starting with U, ending in Y. Unify. I said it right after you typed it. Nice. You screwed it up. Nah, we screwed it up. I really thought gooey was the word, man. Now, there was one thing you guys said, but whatever. What is this? N-A-P-I. A-N-I-C-P. A-N-I-C-P. Combination. Panic. Nice. What's up, Prince? How you doing? Panic looks right. Nice. We lost, but let's guess one of the words. We would have won. Going well, going well. I'm talking very slow now because I ate really hot sauce, but I know it is sad. Panic at the Disco. Yo, put that song on if you want. This starts with U. It has a E. And it ends in R. Underwear. U blank blank ER. U blank blank ER. Utter. What do you guys think about utter? D was not here. D was not here or here. Which means it's here. Under doesn't work. There's no N. I'm gonna try utter. It was utter. Bro. We literally did so well in the end. We missed one word. Which we probably would have gotten anyway. What was it? What was this word? I'm not looking at the answer. Alright, I'm gonna look at the answer. Bagel. Didn't someone say bagel? Damn. Well, we got close. All right, let's do GeoGuessr, and then we'll call it a night. Yeah, we missed Bagel. Bagel. Rip Bagel. Let's go, GeoGuessr. We'll only do 1 or 2 rounds, unless we're beastin'. But how you doing, Prince? Whoa, it's a highway. I feel like I'm stoned. I'm a stoned Californian. I rip bagel. Atlanta? Oh, we got more info. It's definitely the States. Or it seems like it is. Yeah, it's definitely... Seems like? I don't know. Oh, it says California. Lamau. Do you know where the 160 is? I have no idea where... It's literally in Cali, but Cali is big. See if we could get more hints. Do you know where Blumenfeld Doctor is, Doctor? Even though you're not in Cali? Does anyone in Cali know where this is? Come on, guys. Come on. Need storage? Oh, I know those self-storages. Oh, it's a street. Harvard. Oh, so how's it Cali if it's in Harvard? Let's just put like San Jose. It's in the middle-ish. Let's go Sacramento. That's a lot of points. Whoa. This looks sick. I have not even a clue. I have no idea. These cars look kind of small. Also looks like Sacramento. Do the cars look like Sacramento though? They look kind of small. Did someone crash? Oh! I feel like this is like New Zealand or something. I don't know why. I don't know what Koa is. Yo, good song, good song. Yeah, it doesn't seem American, right? But it's like a huge bridge. I don't know if we could get off of it. These cars don't look like American cars. Right side. Oh, that's a good point. Wait, they're driving on the left side of the road here. Wait, they're driving on the left side of the road. So it might legit be New Zealand, right? Or wait, on the right side? Now I'm confused. That ain't America, though. Right side road, though. I'm confused. I feel like they're riding both. Oh, now this guy's going left side. But this guy's... Huh? Are you saying what from what I'm saying? Or like from what's on the... It's weird, right? This is a 2-lane road? Oh. I'm an idiot. Me and Dinell are dumb. They're driving on the right side. Dinell's not dumb. I'm dumb. Oh, oh, I got it. Hey, I don't drive, okay? I don't know. Wait, so right side is normal, right? Like in most countries they have right side? And someone told me the other day, British colonies and stuff, they do left side. Is that what it was? And the UK? So, like New Zealand, Australia, they do left side or right side? I don't remember. How long is this goddamn bridge? This isn't the US. Yeah, I know. But I know it's not the US. What I'm saying is what countries do right on the left side? I'm just curious because I don't remember. Did I go the other way by accident? I can't tell, bro. Like, what is this? Hong Kong's left side, but they switch side when you enter China. I'm guessing you guys don't know then. This person is half naked, so it's near the equator. It's a long ass bridge, right? Yeah. I'm just trying to get to the end of it. Sheesh. Look, they're all half naked. It's like they're all coming from the beach. Does that say where they're from on the top? I feel like this is like... I think he turned around. No, I didn't turn around. We're towards the end. I went to the other side. This is what I did. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I did turn around. I don't know. That's a right-hand driving car. Oh, yeah. Let's look at what side people are sitting in the cars. Oh, they're driving on the right side, baby. What I say? You see, guys? I know what I'm talking about. So this is... are the British colonies the ones that drive on the opposite side, guys? Or does no one remember? Drove it too far. Oh, we finally got to the sign. Now I'm confused. It's okay. 2932. What area code is 2? Wait, 1 is the US. Is 2 like nearby? Is it geographical? Oh, that's Russian. That's literally Russian. Do they drive on the other side in Russian? Like, I could read this. Живой, that means life. Взгляд на прахбитные вещи остается. Меня, I don't know why they blocked it off. Name of a company or something. Having right-hand driving cars and driving on the right side of the road is weird. I'm just lost. My parents are from Azerbaijan. You think this is Azerbaijan? I mean, there's a lot of Russian-speaking countries. We're just gonna go with Russia here. It looks like it's legit in the middle of an ocean. But I have no idea. We'll go on the right side of Russia. I don't think many people live in a lot of Russia. Ooh, let's go! What the hell? It's like on the border of North Korea. Oh, Vladivostok. I've heard that before. That was a good guess by me. Alola, what's up? How you doing? We're gonna end stream soon, but what's up? We're gonna do like one more of these. This is America. But the cars don't look American. Never mind, I don't know. But then the line and the yellow line makes it... I think it's America. Washington Ford Park or something? I guess the cars are American? I do remember you. Kind of. You come through sometimes with like Pokemon emotes. No, you came through recently and I was like, oh, I don't... And you told me you changed your name. Yeah, I remember it. How you doing? You're also doing a Nuzlocke at one point. That looks quite like you. What was I trying to do? Ah! Why did it just change directions? Ain't in the queue. Your old house? It's obviously East Dakota. I'm thinking it's Washington, to be honest. I think this gives some info. I'm gonna go Washington. Do 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 do. Whoa. You're actually unironically kind of close by saying Dakota. I was right by saying it doesn't look like American cars. I haven't seen many in Canada. That was interesting actually. Whoa. It looks like all old people. I'm gonna guess, and by what they're dressing, they're pretty chill. They're being chilling. I'm guessing Florida. Philippines? Does .pl, is that Philippines? I have a Filipino friend. I feel like it's Philippines now. I don't remember how the language looks. I told you, Dakota, you did. Burger King, let's go. I actually think this is Philippines. Where are the Philippines? Right here. I'm gonna put it right here. Oh, that was... PL is Poland. Okay, that makes sense. We got 7 points, though. Almost. Yeah, we're close. We're close. I was close. I was close. That's Russian again. But it's Russian mixed with English. Which means Liechtenberg. Okay, now I'm confused. Liechtenberg sounds like a Nordic country. Is this actually Russian? No, it's not Russian. These look like Russian letters, though. This is definitely a Nordic country, in my opinion. The Nordic countries have the ergs. Also Germany. So close, I know. It happens. They have so much English here. I'm gonna go Nordic. I think Sweden had a lot of them. And in case it's Germany or Denmark, we'll go a little lower. South Africa. Why do you have Liechtenberg too? I have South African friends. Oh, that was terrible. Almost times 2. Oh, let's do the daily challenge, actually. What's up, Nico? How you doing? So close. Alright, let's do daily challenge. This is timed. Okay, this is a poor country. Cambodia! Let's go! Unless it's a prank. Let's go. Wait, let's get even closer. Is it near water? It is. It's near water. It's probably... This looks like the only water patch. It looks like it's right here. Wait, let's see if we could get even closer. Angkor. Yeah, we see Krakow. Krakow. The map is so tiny. Now it's not as tiny. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Glad to hear you're doing good. Man's always on a rush to jump to conclusions. You're not wrong. I mean, it must be here, right? It's one of these. If it isn't, if I don't get at least like half the points, I'll gift Epicuro a sub. Let's go. What'd I say, guys? What'd I say? Sorry, Epicuro. Oh, it's next to these rapids. Interesting. Okay. I say top right. I don't know if you said that after I guessed, but I read it after. Is this China? Yeah, this is China. So easy, baby. I goddamn know my languages. Watch it be Japan, and I didn't look carefully. I mean, it's all Chinese characters. Like, this says bank, I'm pretty sure. But it could be Japanese characters, too. Let me show. It looks like it's all Chinese, though. Let's go look at people. This is not Thailand. This is China. Well, it could be Taiwan, actually. Oh, there's a flag right here. Taiwan, China, same thing. Haha, just kidding. Oh yeah, that's definitely not Japan. I don't know flags well enough, but I'm gonna guess that's China. Okay, I know how garbage cans look in Japan. China is so big, though. That's what she said. Oh, this is an onsen, I think. I guess it looks more like rural. So let's guess east. That's a Chinese flag, but China's huge, yeah. I'm gonna guess Eastern China because Western China looks more mountainous. Unless that's not mountain. I don't know. Let's just guess. Okay, baby. Let's go. That's actually mad close. Yeah, we got it. I didn't even need... I should have picked a city more specifically, but... It wouldn't have mattered, I guess. But I guess you're right. It would have mattered, because it's closer to cities that they do this. Ooh, we caught up to the car. This car is going mad slow. What the hell? Or the Google guy's going really fast. It doesn't look like American car, but the roads look American. Oh, that looks American. Yeah, now I think it's America. W? Yeah, that was pretty good, right? La Matanza. What is this, Mexico? Or Dominican Republic or something? Juan. How about Juanita, bro? That's so sad. They don't care about Juanito. The Google car is going fast. That's traveled the entire world. You're not wrong. Guys, is my speech still delayed? I feel like it is. Piura. I don't know Latin American countries well. I do know that this looks like Mexico. But, well, I've only been to one part of Mexico, so I don't know. Since Epicuro says Mexico as well, let's go Mexico. Unless DNL says something different. Doesn't look like the city. Okay. It was Peru. Wow, if Yesik was here, he might have gotten that. He is Peruvian. Damn. We're still doing okay on points, I think. There's a tractor. That was... I mean, to me, it was like... With Latin American countries, it's very hard to tell. Because they all speak Spanish. Well, not all of them, but, you know. There's... Oh, what is there? Like 27 Latin... Like, Spanish-speaking countries in the world. And a lot of them are in South America, but... Mexico is a bit further away from South America. And then you got Central America. And then you got Spain. So it gets a bit complex. Where, unless Spain has a distinctive look, I don't know enough. Or like, you know, Brazil has this. Well, Brazil's different. Like, if certain countries have distinctive looks, then maybe I don't know. What is this? I'm tempted to guess America, but like, but I can't tell. This looks like a UK latitude. You know, it might be UK too. People in Brazil speak Portuguese, right? Yeah, I think so. Maybe after checking some more signs, I could have said Peru. Maybe we should have kept looking then. I can't tell. Yo, it's food. Why they got food in Google Maps, bro? Oh, a sign. Upham Fire Department. Okay, it's in English. Upham sounds like Pennsylvania. Guys, if I get this, gift me a sub. This looks like the UK. That's entirely speculation. Oh, the cloudy weather. The weather does look UK-ish. Oh, shit. Okay, I'll take it. Was this Maine? Oh, it's not even Nova Scotia? I have a friend who lives in Nova Scotia. It's near Nova Scotia. Canadian. I should know. If the cars don't look American, but the signs are English and things are looking American, it's Canadian. It seems like Canada has weird looking, like slightly different cars. I was just talking about the latitude. You were kind of off, but... Well, how could you... You were definitely close, yeah. How could you tell what the latitude is? There's a way to tell depending on where the sun is and stuff, right? Did you check the subcontinent? Which subcontinent? There's a flag of Canada there. Oh, there's a flag. I didn't even see the flag. Oh, was that a sign? Ooh, this is the last one, guys. This is big. We're big chilling. Ooh, it's kilometers, so we already could rule out the US. That's cool. It also has a comma. A lot of countries use commas instead of periods. You think South Asia? I don't know. Maybe. Oh yeah, U.S. uses kilometers. You're right, but they don't. No, they use miles. Oh, maybe they use kilometers too, but they don't use the comma. I'm thinking like India or something. I don't know. The way the plants look is pretty consistent at different latitudes. Oh, interesting. That's actually so interesting. One day I'm gonna study this and make it stream until I get perfect score on GeoGuessr. That seems like a fun video idea, you know? I'll have to like study up on it though. Bangladesh also uses kilometers. Do you guys use commas? I feel like I remember India using commas. And if India does, Bangladesh, Pakistan probably do too. Yo, what is this video? Look at the video for this song. I never realized. They were just kissing on the beach. It was mad weird. You guys missed it. You guys missed it. Oh, we only have a minute left to guess. I'm pretty sure it's not US. I don't know if I use commas or periods on. Really? Oh, this could be anywhere. I don't know enough about like where the sun is, and the weather is nice. Or the leaves and all this. What latitude this looks to you, doctor? Okay. See, like that sign you'll never see in the US for food, I feel like. Oh, finally. We have 25 seconds. Javer? Oh, no. Predjamski. Berg. Castello. It's like 5 different languages. What the hell? I'm gonna go Pakistan. I don't know. We didn't have time. Of course it's Slovenia. Slovenians have such a weird language. Does this not look correct or not? Epicuro? 200 points. Oh, that was bad. Let's view the summary. You're now a tourist. Let's go. Game breakdown. Round 1. Yeah, I don't really know what this means. We didn't place high. That's all I know. All right, I think we're gonna raid. We're going to raid a streamer. A Mario Kart streamer, because you guys are obsessed with that, and because I need more people. I need more affiliate streamers for my my thing. I'm gonna do that, okay, guys? Does anyone know Mario Kart streamers that I don't know? My eyes are burning. I think I touched it. I think I touched it with the spiciness. While we do that, though, I will put the credits. I do not separate the Oh, that's what you meant. But I use commas for decimals. That's so interesting. Thanks for watching your AMV. Yeah, no worries. Jimmy is streaming though. I don't think I've ever rated Jimmy, but then Fairy is streaming. But Jimmy's nice. Jimmy's rated me a couple of times. I think we'll rate Jimmy. I'm too nice. Nice guy, ping pong. Thank you guys for watching. I'm really tired from the spicy food, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, he's with Fairy? Okay. Fairy's streaming too, though. We only have 3 people here? Oh, no, it's adding up. Okay. What do you think about it? It was okay. I thought it was an okay AMV. I feel like some of your other AMVs are better. It was good to see you suffer with the ramen and then chill with us. Nice. Have a great night, guys. And, yeah. Thanks for popping in, as always. Let's raid Jimmy. My boy, Jimmy.
You're doing better than the people not playing.
Fuck, I should have kept the green shells. Oh my god, Bob Ross.
Or at least the red shell.